John Dewey and William Kilpatrick are the key people involved with shaping the idea of project-based learning. In the 1900s, John Dewey was an educational philosopher who believed students should learn through active experiences for ongoing learning about dynamic world. William Kilpatrick published an essay titled The Project Method in 1918. In his essay, he gave examples of projects and defended the use of projects in the classroom. In his essay, he talked about 4 different types of projects, one being project-based learning. His ideas have really taken off in the 21st century. In addition to these 2 influential people to project-based learning, one article suggests that Confucius and Aristotle played a role in PBL. In their teachings, they taught that students need to learn by doing. Socrates also believed that one learns through questioning, inquiry, and critical thinking. Even though Dewey and Kilpatrick are more often noted for their push for project-based learning, these philosophers and teachers had similar beliefs that are the core foundation of PBL projects. On the other hand, problem-based learning was created by Barrow and Tamblyn at the McMaster Medical School in Canada. The McMaster Medical School is where they conducted the first PBL project with students at the school, and then they wrote about their findings. This study led to an increase of problem-based learning used in the classroom. Some weaknesses. One weakness of PBL projects is some of the constraints teachers face in their classroom. Some teachers feel like they are pressured for time, and PBL projects take longer to complete than direct instruction or smaller activities. Some additional constraints teachers might face include the actual amount of time they have with the students. Is there enough staff to assist with the projects they intend to complete? And do they have time to fit in all the standards that will be tested on state-mandated assessments? In addition, the Buck Institute for Education reports that PBL projects are more difficult to do with classes lasting 50 minutes or less. Some other weaknesses that teachers feel when using PBL projects include the amount of planning and pre-work needed to properly implement a PBL project, the idea of having to relinquish control and give the students more control, which is hard for some teachers, and spending the time to teach explicit knowledge that they do not already know. For example, the soft skills like working in a group, time management, etc. Additionally, when looking at Hattie's research and lists of effect size of different educational tools, PBL is listed to have an effect size of 15 hundredths. He considers 40 hundredths to be an average effect size, with anything above it being valuable in the classroom, but anything less than 40 hundredths to be detrimental in the classroom, and PBL is again listed at the 15 hundredths level. However, some strengths. Students have an increased motivation using PBL because they get to play a role in their education. Teachers also have the ability to differentiate learning instruction in their classroom by using PBL because they can tailor the assignments to students' interests or adjust to accommodate student needs. They also gain critical thinking and problem-solving skills by working together to come up with solutions to problems presented. Using PBL helps prepare students with 21st century skills. Students gain skills in collaboration, communication, critical thinking, creativity, and it helps foster a growth mindset. All of these skills will help them be successful when they enter the workforce. And even though Hattie gives PBL an effect size of 15 hundredths, many of its components are ranked much higher. Formative assessment has an effect size of 90 hundredths. Feedback has an effect size of 75 hundredths. A challenge yields 60 hundredths. Cooperative learning at 59 hundredths. So even though Hattie ranks PBL low in the range of effective practices to use in the classroom, the individual components of PBL projects are ranked much higher.